Hey everyone, it's Jerry at the Fledge. Welcome to another episode of Every Damn Day. Today on the show, we've got our good friend Leo Brown. How you doing today, Leo?
I'm good. I'm good. Peace and blessings.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Hey, I'm gonna start out real quick. This is Jerry. I've got brown hair. I've got brown eyes. I'm wearing a headset. I'm up in my office at the Fledge, and we went to the same dance and dressed in the same suit. But I got my I support Black Wall Street of Lansing
That's what I'm
sweatshirt
talking
on.
about.
Got to show some respect to Leo.
No
So
doubt. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
of course, man, I do support you. I love what you're doing, and I can't wait to start talking about that. But I want to talk about you first. I want to get to know you a little bit more than, every time I get to know you, it's like, oh, well, yeah, we know the same. It's all connected.
Yes,
So the
sir.
more I learn about you, the more I learn about me sometimes.
No
So,
doubt, man. It's like
so
60
what?
degrees of separation, man. You know how that goes.
Yeah, I think in Lansing it's like a half a degree of separation sometimes. We all know each other now. We're getting to anyway.
For sure.
So
For sure.
why don't you tell us about you, and then we'll jump into your projects in a little bit after that.
Okay. Well, my name's Leo Brown. I'm originally from Albion, Michigan. And I went to Albion High School. After I graduated from Albion High School, I went to a HBCU, Jackson State University. Shout out to Jackson State and
Yeah.
Deion Sanders, and Walter Payton, and Lindsey Hunter.
Oh, nice alumni.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At Albion, I was a wrestler, baseball player, track runner. Out of class of 1992, I was, one of the fastest guys in our conference. Well, I was the fastest guy in our conference. Um, Basically, man, I'm just a visionary. I'm a barber by trade. I also have a degree in criminal justice. I have my bachelor's in that. I work with a lot of youth. Uh, I'm passionate about the people, and I'm passionate about bringing the truth. What you see is what you get. I'm not a fake individual. I love humanity, and I'm just really trying to make a change here in Lansing and bring people together, by any means necessary. I'm motivated by life. I'm a fashion designer as well, so I got a
Yeah.
lot of hats. You know what I mean?
I
That's
was going
just
to bring up fashion design if you didn't, because you're what people call a serial entrepreneur.
yes, sir.
You try a lot of different things. Really impressive. I'm really happy to know you, because I need to know more entrepreneurs, and
No doubt, brother.
you've been getting it done for a long time.
A long
So
time, man.
yeah.
A
So
long time.
which project you want to start with? You want to start with some of the smaller things, like maybe what you're doing? Sorry, nothing you do is small, but some of the things like fashion design or barber or whatever. I guess some of the, because I think this is huge, and what you're doing
Yes,
with Fahrenheit is huge.
yes.
So I don't know about, you never cut my hair before, though I need a haircut, so maybe I have to come.
Come through at Mocha's Barbershop.
Yeah, right
We're
there
on 1600 South Cedar Street.
across from Corey's, next to Leroy's, right there, right?
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I ride my bike by it a bunch. Well, I drive by it every day.
Yes,
So
sir. That's what's up.
yeah, go get your hair cut by Leo, and let's jump into Black Wall Street.
Okay.
What Why don't you, for anybody who might not know out there, why don't you tell us what it is, and then why you're doing it, if you don't mind, or however you want to describe it. It's okay with me.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm the founder, and Asha Key guy, she's the co-founder of the movement we're trying to do. And we started it, we started our think tank. That was not my first think tank. We started our first think tank for this business in November. But I've been doing think tanks for the past 6 to 7 years. And I used to do them on my home for entrepreneurship, with black businesses and whatnot. And what it was is a lot of people start coming over my house like, man, hold up, I got too many people coming. It was maybe like, the first meeting was like maybe 35 to 40 people down in my basement, my theater room that I used to have. So
Mm.
I was like, okay, all right, I see this could be something big, but I don't want to just be giving everybody the ideas. So as time went by, I just started seeing a need for black businesses. So what happened with the George Floyd thing, that really just made me say, you know what, man, enough is enough. And the universe connected me to her. And what we did is we got together and we played around some things. And one of my guys like, Leo, you got to bring the think tanks back. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I put together, on Facebook, hey, we're bringing the think tank back. So in November, we had it at Gregory's, and that's when it all started. So basically, what we're trying to do is build an incubator for entrepreneurship and black-owned businesses, black and brown-owned businesses that can network. Like we're like going to be a neighborhood Google, and our goals is to build black economic wealth within the capital city. So I've been passionate about that, Jerry, and that's what we fighting for, and we're going to continue to do it. It's in the beginning stages. So I tell people, please be patient with us. We're trying to organize right now and come together so we can see how many people that we can put on our board that's qualified to be able to carry out our mission.
So what drives you to do that? Like, people are going to look at that and say, why do we need a Black Wall Street? We've got these other incubators. We've got we got a bunch of white things that you could just come participate in. Why is it so important to create a Black Wall Street and a Black incubator and all of that? And I'm sorry I even have to ask that question.
Exactly. But that's exactly why you just said that. We need the opposite of that, because, people of color, we're always getting the low totem pole of anything. The average income in household, in America is like, $17,000 compared to, whites is like up to like maybe 115,000. The gap is we're not on the same playing field. So What I'm trying to do is do my part into, try to bring that gap together. Like, listen, we got to start doing something for people of color, because we have no say-so in anything when it comes to economy or politics.
Why should white people care about that?
I say white people should care about that, man, because I'm saying this. Like, people gonna really just be like, wow, that is a good answer. If you solve black people's problems, you solve America's problems. And that's how I feel.
That is a great answer. And that's how I feel too. I mean, we can't keep oppressing each other and keeping each other down. Exactly. And the other, when you said that gap there, the one thing that I think about is we're at a different starting point. The black and brown entrepreneurial problems are different than the white MSU professor problems with starting the business. They have all kinds of resources and all kinds of maybe even history behind them, where they've had opportunity for different education in their high school that maybe the black and brown kids don't get in the poorer neighborhoods and the poorer school districts. Exactly. There's a lot of things we've done to put black and brown people at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
And so, sorry, I just want to make sure my point's known.
No, you're good. You're good.
Besides the moral issue that it's the right thing to do because we're supposed to be compassionate and kind human beings. Yes, but there's also, we got to catch up. We've got to help. We've got to lift up. I'm not going to keep moving forward until I turn around and try to lift and bring you guys with me, or wherever you want to go is what I really should say. But I want to help. You know that already. All y'all know that. Yeah,
exactly. And I appreciate you too, man, for even having this interview and your heart and your effort, man. Because I'm just by meeting you just recently, man, I'm seeing now. I had to go back and, dig into you, and I'm like, man, this guy been doing some really nice things. So, man, big up to you, man. And I'm very appreciative for this interview and what you do as well, Jerry. You're the truth, bro.
Well, I appreciate it, but let's get back to you. So, what are some plans with Black Wall Street? What are I know you don't like to show your full hand.
Yeah.
But tell us a couple cards you got. At least tell us what the flop was.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I'm trying to do is just basically be a beacon of hope. I call myself, Leo's is like, the beak, like how Moses' name is. I just took the M off and I put the L and the O in the front of it. So what I'm trying to do is just basically be a beacon of hope to lead the people in the right direction. So the first thing what I'm trying to do with Black Wall Street, we're going to do a 5K, 3K benefit walk, and it's going to be at the Capitol. So we're trying to do that on the Juneteenth weekend.
Mm-hmm.
After we do that, all we're trying to do then is establish a movement, an organization that, like, here, we're here to stay. This is who we are. We're going to continue to do this, and we're going to do it step by step with the help of the people. And we're going to try to make sure that we stay on task to open up as many Black businesses that we can possibly muster up through the Black Wall Street, even if it's getting, help, or even if we have to fund it through our organization.
Would you also be like taking the spot of the Black Chamber, or are you in conjunction with the Black Chamber, or you don't work with them yet, or what are your thoughts?
With that, they're trying to resurrect that. I know some of the old board members that was running that organization and kind of dismantled. So what I'm trying to do is just pick their brain and learn their bylaws and see where they failed at or where they were great at. And I'm taking that and I'm trying to implement that into what we have going on. Once we kind of get a common understanding, I'm gonna bring some of them people on board if they're willing to help. See, everything here is going to be mostly voluntary. So I want people to understand, like, listen, we can't let that happen again, like leadership falling apart, dues falling apart. I don't want your dues. I want people with skills. Can you volunteer to do this? Can you get a job done? That's all we want to have. You know what I'm saying? Because once we do the little, festivals, who's going to help us clean up? See, those type of things, those duties that we're going to have to take on ourselves. Who's going to help organize? Who's going to help set up? Who's going to be on the street doing this, doing that? And you got to have a heart for that. You get what I'm saying? It ain't about pay with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough work because
it is.
It's not always rewarded. You're picking up trash. I'm the CEO of these companies, but I'm out there picking up trash. I'm out there doing this. Nobody's above that. You got to do this work. So how do you think it's going so far? I mean,
it's going good. It's going very good. The buzz is there. And like I said before, in some of my meetings, I'm gonna do this regardless. And see, people here in Lansing, they're looking for some type of individual to step up. And then certain people are like, dang, I wish I would have did that. I don't know if I want to support that guy, man, because I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I get a lot of that, but I don't entertain it. I just keep it going and keep it positive, because the positive and the love, that's going to overcome everything. And see, eventually they're going to be like, man, you know what? Let's help that guy.
When I hear that, like that example that you just said, and we hear that a lot, right? I mean, in the circles that we run in, and I think that there's a big lie that's been told to people, especially Black, brown, and poor people, and that's that everything is scarce, right? There's not enough food, there's not enough housing, there's not enough money to go around, but that's really bullshit. Really, there's a lot of abundance, and there's a lot of room for all of us.
Right.
Like you're telling me directly, I want an incubator, and I'm like, I'm an incubator, but that doesn't worry me, not because I don't think that you're going to be competitive, but because there's room for all of us. There's tons of space.
Right.
And if you're strong, I'm going to get stronger. Exactly what you just said. You solve problems for our Black and brown neighborhood. You are solving problems for me. And it's a mindset, and we got to switch that mindset up.
Right.
Right.
Right. So,
and you're a good guy. You're fun to work with. We get to go to Gregory's. We get catfish. We get a Heineken.
Exactly, man. And like I tell people, it's not about the money, man. And speaking of one of my hats, like I'm a wrestler, and like me and Jerry, that's one thing we got in common. And I have my own wrestling program here. I've been doing it going on, I think this might be the 12th year. The Lansing Lions. I'm getting ready to rename the program because we were up at Capital City. So during the COVID, we can't practice. So I'm trying to find an outside community center right now that I can carry on tradition, because I've basically resurrected youth Lansing wrestling back in the city. And it's all voluntary. I don't get paid for it. I volunteer my time 3 days a week, and then again on 4 days a week on Sunday, where I coach from 8 a.m. all the way up to maybe like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
And I have a team of maybe like 35 kids, and I just love giving back to the community, man, because people did that for me back in the day. And one of the guys who kind of motivated me, who was like the biggest dude to probably come out of Lansing, and that was Magic Johnson. He used to come to Albion when I was a little kid and has, celebrity based like softball games. And he used to do anti-drug programs. He probably won't even recognize me unless he see him and be like, "Oh, yeah, you was the little kid." I'm like, "Yeah, that was me," But he motivated me, so it stuck with me, and so that's why I'm giving back. And I'm so happy to keep doing that, man. Because when I see these kids now that graduate and they look at me like, "Man, that's my coach." They don't call me Leo; they be like, "That's my coach."
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna move over to Fahrenheit in a second, if that's
Okay.
all right with you. But
Cool.
before that, I got a question from Katie Kelly. She runs Power and Passion, which is a company that helps ex-offenders and returning citizens, and wants to know what specifically white people can do to help support the Black Wall Street of Lansing. And isn't it obvious? Buy a shirt. That's one thing.
That's it. That's what I tell people. Support us. If you have resources, if you have information, if you have skills. We're not, like I told you before in the think tank. We're not anti-white at all. We're just pro-black. We're just trying to do stuff for us because we don't have someone here to speak up for us and focus on just what I'm doing right now. Black businesses. You get what I'm saying? So speaking of Fahrenheit, we can go right into that. Just think about that. That place has been closed almost 6 years. We have no nightlife here. If I open it, when I open that up, I have another location. I'm gonna be the first black guy here underneath the age of 50 with 2 liquor licenses. What I'm trying to do with Fahrenheit is not make it into a club, where it's not going to be a club so everybody keep thinking like, "Yo, I can't wait." So yeah, I know you can't wait, but brother, we're not gonna be doing that tear the club up stuff. It's gonna be a lounge where you can come through, eat, relax, get entertained by live music. You're gonna have, we're gonna have comedy shows. We're gonna have a teen show that's gonna be held on Saturdays. So it's gonna be like the Teen Summit that was on BET, and I was on that show in 1994. I performed on that show with the talent showcase.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that was another thing, another inspiration and motivation to always come back and do something in the entertainment industry. So that's all I'm trying to do.
Were you doing comedy on that show?
No, music, rapping. Yeah, I was in a rap group back in the day we was the first BET, we was the first group out of Mississippi to perform on BET. And our group was called Poetic Climax. And I was the dancer guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's 2 more entrepreneurial things you do: singing and comedy. I slipped in there too. You're a stand-up comic as well, right?
I'm not gonna do comedy. I'm just gonna get into the acting. I'll leave that to Amaru.
But I thought you didn't do comedy before?
No comedy. I'm cool with one of the funniest comedians probably out here in the world, man. His name is JB Smooth, and he's the guy that's going to be the headliner when we open.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
I think last time I saw Magic Johnson was in that building that you got for the Fahrenheit, because that used to be a club we'd all go dance at. And
wow.
I think right before they announced he had HIV was when he was there. So
yeah.
Yeah. But you know what we didn't do, and it's because I was being presumptuous. Why Black Wall Street? You and I know what that means. Our friends know what that means, but there's people that are watching that might not know what that means. You want to give us a little history of
Black Wall Street? Yeah, all the people have to do is kind of Google the images. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what happened in Tulsa, but it's not just Tulsa. They had, Black Wall Streets all over. They had them throughout the country, and I'm just paying homage to the ancestors and the people who died during that time. There was another one that happened in the Rosewood situation. You know, the movie that John Singleton directed.
Yeah.
And that happened in Florida. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's so much of that you can't forget your past. And that's the reason I started it, because people here think that the city is dead. Like, ain't nothing here, man. Ain't nothing going on. That's all you hear is negative talk. Man, ain't nothing. I'm moving away. I'm moving away. And I've always been like, I was like that for a minute, because I was trying to, get my t-shirt brand off the ground, and, wasn't getting too much support, and then it started taking off. And I said, man, maybe this could work. There's some people here that really want to support. They want to see something. They're tired of lies. They're just tired. And so I just started, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, with Black Wall Street, this is a beacon of hope to get the people on the south side of Lansing, and maybe a little bit of the lower, the east side of Lansing, to start understanding, like, dang, if we start supporting one another, this city can do a 360.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the reason why I did it. So,
in Tulsa, do you mind telling us what happened?
Well, in Tulsa, it was man, they had a city that was ran by all Black entrepreneurs, from barbers to bankers to hospitals to you name it. It was just like East Lansing now. Like it was ran like that. Now just think about, one day you're at home and you just, people kicking in your doors, people with guns, threatening you to leave, blowing up your houses, killing your people, shooting your people red, just snatching you out on the streets. Wherever you've seen a Black individual, they were just taking us out. And they just took over the city. But not just that city. It was another city, and I believe in Oklahoma. And it was a lady that was on this land that she owned. And it was like Black Wall Street. I didn't even know, I'm just finding this out, that she had oil on that land. And they just came through and took it off. She had one of the largest oil spots in the country. So when they heard about that oil, you already know what time it is. We just don't get a chance to lock in on things like that with the patents, with land, with ownership. And that's what I'm trying to re-educate people back through Black Wall Street, of ownership, patenting everything that you have, so you can have your company grow and pass that down through your children's children, children's children, and you can build wealth. And that's what's lost here in Lansing, because it seems like, to me, they want somebody to lead, but they don't want to sit down and be creative enough to come up with something. Everybody's doing almost the same thing. I don't see any tech heads here. The last tech dude that I knew here is a white guy. His name is Matt Hill, and he owned Liquid Web. Mm-hmm. Why don't we have tech people here doing that? We don't have people. We can be, it's so much stuff that you guys can be doing. And that's what I'm trying to tap into. Matt Hill, where you at? We need you. So you talking about what white people can do? That's what we need. Information, people like that to come through and teach people how to do things.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to AR Utility. It's a white guy and a Black guy that are running that, and they just got named the top 3 tech startups, one of the top 3 tech startups out of our area. Wow. For all of Michigan. Wow. And it's it's a augmented reality Miss Dig. Dope. Instead of calling Miss Dig, you can see right in the phone app, or if you had an Oculus. It's pretty sweet. So
that's amazing.
Shout out to that cat, because he is doing some really good stuff with tech. They come out of, well, I won't name the big institution they came out of, but
it's all good.
It rhymes with BWL.
See, and that's another thing, man, that people don't understand. I'm a sponge, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I love to see people being creative. That's what draws me to people, and that's what motivates me, and I'm a sponge, and I just I get influenced by people and life in general. That's what when I wake up in the morning, That's what drives me. Motivation. I listen to like Les Brown, or I listen to Gary Vee. You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
certain people. I listen to old Kanye stuff, you know, and like motivational things. And I listen to myself. You know, I
Yeah.
talk to myself and motivate myself. So
You know, a lot of times in economic development or the city, they always want to recruit from outside and bring a bunch of people in, and every time they want to do something new, they look to a different city like Boston or San Francisco and say, we're going to copy that.
yeah,
Then they bring these $1 billion ideas to a city that's got about $1.50 in their bank account,
there you go.
and we can't really do it. We don't need to do that. Do you agree with that? Or
If I agree to some extent, and like I told, like you said, bringing outside people, man, instead of investing in your own people. Like I've been telling people from the beginning, man, you looking at the black Elon Musk. If y'all give me the chance and you give me the resources, we can develop whatever we need in the communities to give back. But if you're going to bring the $1 billion companies, then something you're going to have to give to the community to be able to have it, to be able to afford, to be able to get out and spend money. But
right.
we need to have it to where the money circulates back into the community. And that's where we're losing.
Yep.
We're losing.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So what's something you do every damn day that pushes your needle forward?
When I wake up in the morning, I first I thank the Creator. The second thing I do is I drink water. When this hits me, when that water hits me, yeah, it does something up here to me. And then I just look for inspiration. And the inspiration is something positive. I try to stay away from negative energy. So I get online and I listen to something that's motivating. Like I said, like a Les Brown or Gary Vee, and that gets me running.
Yeah. You're up working all the time.
All the time.
You're communicating with me from early morning to late
Yep.
night.
Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot.
Yeah.
So we daisy chained the shows together, and yesterday on the show I had John Horford, and you told me you used to work with his dad Al.
Yeah. At the youth center.
At the youth center.
Yeah.
So John's question to you is, if you were to die today, would you be happy with where you're at, with what you've done, what you've accomplished, who you've helped?
And like I said, no, I wouldn't be happy because I haven't had a chance to, complete everything that I wanted to do. All the dreams and vision, it hasn't come to fruition yet. So I wouldn't be satisfied right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually knew you were going to say that when he asked me that. I was like, Leo's done a lot of good things, and I think you're proud of what you've done.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah, I really am.
You're like me, man. It's not enough. We got to keep doing
more.
We got to get a lot. I mean, we still have 27% of our city living below the poverty threshold compared to the nation of 13.5%. And most of those people are black and brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see how people go to sleep at night trying to get rich off the backs of our poor people and not doing anything to help them. I don't see why people want to be surrounded by individuals they're trying to make weak. Well, they actually don't. They're trying to push them out. They're trying to gentrify them and not give them the skills to be prosperous and fix up their own houses or fix up their own neighborhoods. It's all like they're just workers. Workers and consumers.
Yeah, and that's one thing we need to change, that narcissistic, mindset here in Lansing, to prey on the weak. And that conservatism is really destroying the people energy and thoughts and effort. So it's just like, man, they're gonna do whatever they want, man. So woe is me, but I'm here to just keep that beacon of light. Like, look, no, man, come to the Black Think Tank. Yeah. Keep fighting against the grain. They can't win. If we support our own, they'll go away, or they're gonna have to gracefully bow out or help us.
So this is the third show in the row that I've wanted to say this, but I didn't say it in the other two. But you guys are reminding me of the Last Poet song, "The White Man Has a God Complex," and always trying to, you know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been on my mind for a few days since I talked to Scorpion James
Wow.
the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow on the show, we filled the spot real quick while we were prepping,
No
and
doubt.
Ashiki Guy, who you said her
Yeah.
earlier,
No
that's who
doubt.
you were talking about. She's going to be on the show. You still want to ask her this same question?
5 years from now. I want
Yeah.
her to like what do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because she's a pillar, man. She's very important, man. She helps me out a lot with with organizing and getting things together. So man, you guys are gonna have a great interview.
yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
looking forward to it. She's been constantly there with you. I think in
exactly.
almost everything you've done,
Hmm.
and you guys are. I think she adds a lot of discipline. Well,
Yeah,
not that you don't. Wrestlers have discipline. That's a fact.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, I can't wait to talk to her.
For
We're,
sure,
we're,
man.
and she
For
said she's
sure.
gonna make me chant or something. So I got to go learn a chant. Uh,
Hey, that's what's up, man. She's good people.
um, where you see yourself in 5 years?
Man, just steady being one of the most influential guys to ever come out of this city. Um, Probably working for Yeezy as a contract for hire again. Owning a few more restaurants, and maybe stepping into the tech world, or just really just being an influence and a motivator. That's the biggest thing, for
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
I'd love to work with something tech. I used to build and sell software companies. I don't know if you know
Mm.
that about me or not, because I don't talk about
Nah,
it as much.
that's dope.
But that's what I was doing for a long time. So I'd love to talk about some tech. I've got a nice ag tech thing I'd love to talk to you about too.
That's what's up.
Um,
It's needed here.
yeah, we don't need salt water to build
No.
technology, and we don't need a bunch of other people. We've got all kinds of competent people in this neighborhood or in this community. You
Hmm.
know, all these kids going out and understanding the blockchain and buying Bitcoin and then flipping it for bad things. But at least
That's
they got a
it.
skill. They got a skill that they're learning that can help
Exactly.
them advance. So
Yeah.
we
All
got.
this land. I don't mean to cut you off. All
Oh
this
no.
land, these ideas, we can build that here. And create the jobs instead of people graduating from Eastern, Everett, Sexton, and then they leave,
Yeah.
or they just not prepared. See, I want to be able to implement something inside the schools to where it's a feeder program to the stuff that to the Black Wall Street,
Yeah.
either agriculture, tech, um, just modern anything right now. We need to be starting to have those type of manufacturing companies here. They don't have to be huge, but we need a start.
That's right.
We need a start. Architecture is so needed right now for
Yeah.
building.
Yeah. So what should we promote? How can we buy a shirt? Or a sweatshirt?
Black Wall Street, Black Wall Street of Lansing.com.
That out there. Anything else you want to promote right now?
Uh, no, just stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. We
Yeah.
got a lot more coming. We're gonna resurrect the city, the nightlife. I'm about to resurrect it. Like I said, I'm trying to become like the P Diddy, Russell Simmons of the city.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to put together so people can have a place to go to, relax, have a great time and go home and just like feel like they've been to Detroit or Atlanta or somewhere for the night.
Is Biggie gonna be in the mix? We got a Lansing Biggie. I'll stay here
I don't
forever.
I don't know, man. That's what I keep trying to, I really want to start motivating the kids to start really toning and honing their skills, because we got some musical talents here, but we need to figure out who, like what, and,
Yeah.
and get behind them and push them. And that's all New York did. It's what Atlanta's doing now. Atlanta's like the New York of music.
Yeah. I made them quit downloading YouTube beats all the time and start making their own beats. So
exactly.
Baby steps.
That's it. And that's the thing, is just taking baby steps and showing people. That's the attitude that's here. Everybody think they're on before they're on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and I tell people, it's like, dude, you ain't did nothing yet. Yeah. You haven't did anything yet. Not yet.
You get your ass whooped thinking that way in wrestling.
Exactly. Right? Exactly.
So, well, what would you like to take us out with?
Just telling people, man, each one teach one. Stay positive. Speak life into your city. Watch the words that come out your mouth. Just do your due diligence, man. You know, don't try to cheat people. Support people. And just continue to do the right thing, and right will follow you. That's, you know, my mom and dad taught me that, you know. Yeah. And just, you know, treat people with respect, you know, and that's how I grew up.
I like it, man. I like everything about you, Leo.
Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you.
Hey, I want to just add one little thing. It's kind of sad to be ending the show on, but I'm going to do it anyway. There was a young man shot last night. About 6 blocks from here, up on North Fairview. He passed away. He's only 15 years old. They don't quite know what happened. His name was Anthony Lopez, and I'm just super sad. My wife, he was one of her students, and it's just sad because I don't know if it was an accident. I don't know if it was, you know, gun violence, but whatever it was, we're shooting at the wrong people. I don't even want to say it that way, but I am saying it that way. We're shooting at the wrong people, and we're making mistakes that can be prevented. And we got to help people. Someone lost their 15-year-old son. Right. And
bro. Yeah.
And everything you're doing is going to make that better. You know,
it is.
It's going to make that better.
It is. We're gonna focus on that too. You know, I got a guy by the name of Steven. I don't want to put his name out there, you know what I'm saying? But he's gonna be one of our head of security, and we have somebody else. So we're gonna focus on that and get people aware of what's going on, and our Brothers Keeper program we're gonna start of showing. You know, that's why I started coaching wrestling too. So we're gonna do that, but we need to show our young kids how not to keep reacting with guns. I'd rather you guys do this or walk away, because we don't have enough men to talk to our youth about using their emotions. You know, they use their emotions and don't think. And next thing you know, you done shot somebody, you done stabbed somebody. Now you're in jail thinking about it like, man, wow, I'm about to go away for a long time when I could have just diffused the situation. And that's our responsibility as men.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So, Leo, thank you so much for making our community stronger.
Anytime, man. I thank you for this. Appreciate you, Jerry.
I appreciate you, sir. All right. Every day at 2:00. Keep up with us. It goes fast. And tomorrow we got Leo's. I guess, are you guys partners? Is that what I would say? Or?
Well, we work together. That's the home. That's the home. You know, you can say whatever. Hey, that's the homie. She's cool. She's everything, man. So I wouldn't have her around me if she wasn't right and exact.
All right. Yeah. So we got Leo's homie on the show tomorrow. That's your key guy. So
no doubt.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Take care, brother.
You too.
Blessings.
I will see you later.